Hey everybody, it's Chris here. I run roostervein.com. I wanted to make a quick little video today to talk about how PhDs and people with other advanced degrees can work in public policy. And to do this, I came here to the Canadian Parliament buildings, which are behind me, where all the magic happens. And because it's December, it is ridiculously cold here in Ottawa, and my fingers are freezing as I hold my phone, so bear with me. But what can PhDs do in public policy? Basically, public policy is anything that the government does. The government does a lot of stuff, whether it's building bridges, whether it's having relationships with other countries, whether it's having immigration policies, whether it's kind of domestic issues around, say, housing or anything relating to social issues. The government does it all. And behind every decision that the government makes, there is research, ideally. There's a lot of knowledge. There are a lot of experts who understand an issue and can inform how that issue moves forward and and can inform the types of things the government does. So that in a nutshell is public policy. PhDs and other advanced degrees are great for public policy, and you don't have to have the word public policy in your degree. In my own work in public policy, I meet PhDs from everything from ancient history to international relations to politics to art, you name it, and there are people working in public policy with your degree. So if that's your question, can I work in public policy with X degree? The answer is probably yes, almost certainly yes. The way that public policy works for the government is one thing, that you can work for the government and you can kind of inform research and have an impact on some of the things that the government does. But also here in Ottawa, behind me, there are a whole bunch of organizations who also try to inform what the government does that are not government. So that would include think tanks who do research, ideally nonpartisan research, but of course some have an ideological bend. But think tanks will tell the government what to do. There are big organizations like labor unions, for example, or national associations that try to tell the government what to do as well. So basically, this whole city runs on people trying to tell the government what to do. And there are a lot of fantastic jobs for PhDs in doing this. And I think that one of the great things about public policy that I really like, that I didn't have in my PhD research, is that you can have an almost instantaneous effect on the world with your research in public policy. That any research you do translates into recommendations, it translates into actions, and it has a very real effect on people's lives, hopefully for the better. And that's why you're there, to inform what happens. So PhDs in public policy often do one of two things, although this is really an oversimplification. But I meet a lot of people who are subject area specialists, so people who, say, have a degree in immigration, are experts in immigration, and just will spend their entire careers talking about immigration. There are also people who are kind of process specialists, who understand how the government works, how to get things up the bureaucracy, how to work with politicians, how to work throughout some of the wider relationships in the city of Ottawa. And they're a lot less about subject matter and a lot more about the process. So those are kind of two things that PhDs can do in public policy. There are literally thousands of opportunities in public policy in Ottawa and Washington and other cities around the world, at the municipal, the state or provincial and the federal levels. So if you're interested in turning your degree into work in public policy, I would encourage you to do it, because honestly, it's a great field. You can do a lot of really rewarding things. And I've found that my own work in public policy hasn't felt all that different from my work in academia. As I've said before in blog posts, a lot of the journals that I get delivered to my inbox every morning are the same ones I read when I was a PhD student. So it's surprising how much cross-fertilization you'll find between whatever you're doing for your PhD and public policy. So that's a little bit on public policy. Feel free to ask any questions that you have, and I will talk to you soon.